President Trump recently signed an executive order that is targeting people who burn the American flag. So let's see what he said when he signed it.
Lastly, sir, this is an executive order on flag burning. It charges your attorney general.
Would you listen to this? This is very important. Flag burning. All over the country, they're burning flags. All over the world, they burn the American flag. And as you know, through a very sad court, I guess it was a 5-4 decision, they called it freedom of speech.
What the executive order does, sir, it charges your Department of Justice with investigating instances of flag burning, and then where there's evidence of criminal activity, where prosecution wouldn't fall afoul of the First Amendment, and instructs the Department of Justice to prosecute those who are engaged in these instances of flag burning.
And what the penalty is going to be, if you burn a flag, you get 1 year in jail, no early exits, no nothing. You get 1 year in jail. If you burn a flag, you get, and what it does is incite to riot. I hope they used that language, by the way. Did they?
Yeah,
incite to riot.
I think it's funny he doesn't know what kind of language is used in his own thing.
Is that what we said? Trump wants to prosecute people who burn the flags. But before we get into what the executive order says, we want to clarify what Trump is alluding to.
Yeah.
There was a Supreme Court decision that decided that burning the American flag was protected free speech.
Yes. Okay. So here's a quick breakdown of that case. Again, we did a lot of research. We were trying to find the actual document. I don't know if we just suck at looking stuff up, but we couldn't find it. There's a bunch of other sites that we can reference that have supposedly the full document. So that's what we looked at. We looked at multiple, read a lot of them, and from that, we summarized what it said. We will link all of our sources down below, though, if you guys want to see the full thing. Basically, a summary of the case is, in 1984, Gregory Lee Johnson burned an American flag outside of where the Republican National Convention was being held in Dallas, Texas. He was protesting the policies of Reagan. The Texas government then said, "Hey, you can't do that." And then Johnson was like, "Yes, I can." And that's actually like a direct quote, by the way. That's exactly what they said. Yeah. No, I don't know. No, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know.
I believed you.
Okay, and we looked at many sources, and it appears that this was the situation. Texas says you can't burn this flag because it is offensive and disturbing to others. That is what they were arguing. And the court then ruled that this is a form of free speech, and there needs to be a very good reason as to why you would impede someone's freedom of speech, and this particular reason was not good enough, which is why the burning of the flag was constitutionally protected.
Right, and the court in this case is the Supreme Court. It's not a Texas court.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So that's the background on that case. Now, here's what Trump's executive order is saying.
Okay, we're not going to read the whole thing because it's kind of complicated to read, but we have it linked down below, like we said earlier, so go ahead and read it. Yeah. But instead, we will give you our summary. Okay, going into it, it's broken down into sections, so we'll break our summary down into sections as well. Section 1. It pretty much says the following. The flag is sacred, so don't burn it. Easy.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court previously said that you cannot punish someone for burning the flag as a form of self-expression. It is constitutionally protected free speech. That has already been litigated.
Yes.
Trump is saying, fine, but I will punish someone if their burning of the flag incites violence or riots because the court has not deemed that unconstitutional.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this right here says.
Exactly. It's a bit of a workaround, I guess, because, well, he's allowed to. Section 2 now shows the measures of how they're actually going to implement this prosecution, right? Yeah. So 2A pretty much says, if we can't get you for this particular section, or I guess what, for violating burning of the flag, then we'll get you for something else.
Let's try to get you, well, it says let's try to get you for something else first, because it does say prioritize the enforcement of other stuff. So that's what Section 2A says.
Section 2B, this part says, if the burning of the flag violates a different state or local law, such as open burning restrictions, refer the matter to the appropriate authorities. So in this case, it'll be for the state.
So you won't be charged or prosecuted at all for the actual burning of the flag. It's just some states have things like you can't have disorderly conduct, you can't burn things in public. And so that's what they're going to get you for, not necessarily burning the flag specifically. Which is clever, I guess.
2C is a bit interesting, but essentially what they're going to do is elevate it to the court, essentially battling the court if it doesn't fit under any particular ruling.
Yeah.
Right? So now it needs to be litigated.
It's to be more clear, they're going to pursue litigation to clarify the scope of the First Amendment exceptions in this area. Pretty much, is this an exception where freedom of speech does not apply? Yes.
Yeah.
So that's right. But they want to have a fight in court about it. That's how I'm reading 2C, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you want to say fight the court about it, but
I
essentially
do
they
think
can't
it's
really
pretty clear
have it
because they're
sit
saying
anywhere in particular.
it's saying and may pursue litigation. I really do think that they're trying to fight. They want to have a fight with the Supreme Court about this. I do think so, but that's just my opinion.
Ultimately hoping that they can get it to be a full law or something like that.
Yes, that way the Supreme Court can decide and say you cannot burn the flag. I do think that's what they want eventually.
2D essentially says if you're not an American citizen or you're here on a visa or any immigrant with any sort of benefit, it will be revoked if you participate in the burning of the flag.
Yeah, which, okay. And section
That kind of
3.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Pretty much states that all other provisions are applicable.
As I read it was, if one of the provisions is held to be invalid in the court of law or whatever, everything else still applies. That does not invalidate the entire document. I think that's what that's saying.
Yes, the whole document is still applicable, even if one small detail is not.
Right. It's held to be invalid, but yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And then section 4 is just legal jargon.
Legal jargon. And here it is. You can read through it if you want, but it just sounds like they're covering their bases. That's kind of
Pretty
what.
much. Yeah. General provisions is what they call it. It sounds like something they copy and paste on every single one of their documents. My biggest comment here is that he really wants to punish people for burning of the American flag, right?
Yeah,
now,
that's pretty
my
obvious in
personal
section 2.
opinion. It bugs me a lot when I see people do that, but it is their right. It is protected, right? And if they can get them outside of something outside of burning the flag, great. But as much as it hurts me, as much as it burns me, it is a protected right. Right. And I just.
Yeah. I'm going back and forth with this because I don't like it that much, you know, and if we
the law or burning of the flag?
Burning of the flag.
Oh, I hate it, but.
So if we could just say, hey, this is one of those freedom of speech exceptions. You cannot burn a flag for any reason anymore at all. Then fine. But also,
the frustrating part is that you need to get the country to agree to that, and I just don't know if that's what they'll stand for.
But I also do like the idea that we have so much freedom in this country that we're allowed to burn this flag. I do think that's great. I think that's a highly symbolic example of our freedom, pretty much.
Well, it really shows that we value our Constitution and the amendments, right?
Do you think if this was taken to the Supreme Court that they would win, I guess? I don't think they would. I don't
think they would. They would have to have a really good argument as to why. And I just feel, okay, can the same argument for the American flag be made for pride flags and stuff like that?
You can't burn them?
Actually, you can't burn them. So let's say they got successful and they were able to prosecute legally against federal law that you cannot burn the American flag. Now, and let's say the Democrats get power again, and they then do the same thing for the pride flag, right?
You're okay with that? You don't want your right to be taken away to burn the pride flag? That's what you care about? You transphobe.
What are you talking about? I never said that. I'm just saying.
Exactly what you just said.
There's precedence to make any sort of rule that is deemed legal.
Basically, Satirius wants to protect his right to burn any pride flag he sees. That's what he's arguing for here.
I will never burn a flag unless ceremoniously for the American flag. That is all.
Okay, sure.
Oh, quick question though. Scenario. You're a crazy lib. You're arguing for the right to burn the flag. Go.
It's constitutionally protected. Don't you care about the Constitution? The Constitution matters when it's convenient to me. That is exactly what they would say.
This is the United States of America, and we protect our flag, and we protect our patriots, and we protect the meaning of what this is for us.
Shut up.
And what you're doing is mean you hate America. So you hate America then, right?
Shut up.
So if you don't want this country, why don't you just leave?
That's exactly how they would. That is exactly how they would argue. Just start yelling, dude. Don't tread on. I'm thinking of like an actual chant, but I don't know. They would do some sort of chant.
I know what would solve all the problems for these lives.
What?
A wheel spin.
Oh, nice. What a transition. All right, let's spin that wheel.
Anyways, let's get into this. You ready?
Yeah.
I think I fixed the weight issue. Actually, I think Melissa helped me fix the weight issue.
Really? What'd you do?
Yeah. She was messing with it. Look.
Nice. Okay, what would you do?
This one's just straightforward. What would you do?
Just watching, and what would I do?
You're a bystander caught in the middle of this. What would you do?
All right, here we go. Oh my God. I think any normal, rational person who watches this knows exactly what they would want to do.
Yep.
Oh, that's so annoying.
So here's how I see this. You made the comment of like any rational person would know what they'd want to do.
Yeah.
Now on that like second to last scene, he looks like he's coming up to a family, and if that was my mother that he was coming up to, he's on the floor. He's on the floor.
I do think,
and I don't think anybody would argue with that. And if he wants to throw down,
I do
then we,
think,
then we
I
go.
do think
Like,
you
that
would
one
be
right there, like,
justified,
it would certainly be justified.
especially
Like, I
if you
could've
saw
been
him
like, I
coming.
almost got hit with this bike.
Yeah, especially if you saw him coming from far away. You're like, oh, he's intentionally like trying to run into people. I thought.
Yep.
At least that's what I would say. No, but even then, like that would be my thought. I'd be like, it looks like he's trying to run into people, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that would be fair for anybody to make a reaction as to knock him down.
Yeah, I agree. So what would you do ultimately? You knock him down?
I'd knock him down.
I like to think I would too, but I think in the actual moment I'd just be like, oh, this guy's annoying.
I think I'd knock him down.
Alrighty. Let's move on to the next topic then, shall we?